I'm running out of shirts for YouTube. Hey folks, Drunken Homemaker here. I will remind you again that my first name is Rosa because I realize I never say my first name. My first name is Rosa. Hey folks, Drunken Homemaker here. And today I am doing another top 5 plants that I am loving right now and one that's not doing so great. I like to do this because it helps me to show off my plant collection in a way that is a little less overwhelming for me because it never fails. I always forget a huge part of my collection whenever I do like a full plant tour, which I think I've only done once before this, so I don't know why I'm complaining about it. Here we go. Great start. So let's get right into it. The first plant that I'm going to be talking about is this bird's nest fern. So yeah, let's talk about this girl because she is beautiful. I got this plant because I think I heard from Garden Answer that it was a easygoing plant. And I have to agree. It's very easygoing. It looks great. It's one of the few ferns that I can keep alive because they can be very, very finicky. They're very, very good plants. However, they like a lot of humidity. And if you know anything about humidity and Rosa's house, you know that they don't get along very well. Long story short, this plant does not require a lot of humidity. So the reason that I'm picking this plant is because it is very easygoing. It's very happy. It does well in low lights. It is well away from my window in my living room, and it is just very happy living its best life. And I just need plants like this in my life. I feel like I always can use plants like this. It just looks great structurally. It's very interesting to look at. It's a very architectural plant. I just like it. I think I've had this one for a little over a year. I wish that I had labeled my plants. Actually, Pam's Pretty Plants in one of her latest videos, or actually no, this was a video from way back when, said that she labels her plants with the date that she bought them. And I just thought that was brilliant because I would love to know how long I've had some of these plants because I never remember how long I've had plants. So anyway, that's number one. The second plant I'm going to talk about is another easygoing plant because that's the theme this month. This is a Peperomia obtusifolia. Obtusifolia? I should know. I don't. This is not any variegated type. I do have a variegated obtusifolia, but this one is the one I want to talk about this month because it's waxy. It's got a beautiful dark green color that a lot of people would find boring, but I'm not a lot of people. I love this color. I think this plant looks borderline fake, and I am into that. I think it looks cool when a plant looks so ridiculous that it could potentially be fake, but it's not. It's very real. And it's a very healthy plant, and I do very little to keep it happy. I just water it really whenever I remember to water it because this plant can do really well if the leaves communicate anything to you. This plant is very good at holding on to moisture. So yeah, I really like this plant. I think it is just a happy-go-lucky plant that looks great as long as it's getting bright indirect light and is getting watered on at least a bi-weekly basis. So yeah, that's my choice for the second top plant for this month. Peperomia obtusifolia. This is a bromeliad of some sort. I wish I knew what kind it was. I don't know what kind it is. I will do some homework and see if I can find what type of bromeliad this is, but it is a bromeliad, and I got it at a local garden center last spring, and it's always looked like this. It just has a few more pups. Let's see if you can see. So it's just got a few more pups. Like there's one coming out right here. There's a brand new one than when I first purchased it. But I mean, it looks flawless. And what I'm seeing is that there's a lot more really colorful varieties of bromeliad. And I kind of want more of them because I find them to be a very low fuss plant as long as you're giving it the requirements that it needs, which is my favorite word to say, apparently, bright indirect light, And again, this is another one that, you know, really whenever you remember to water it, and as long as it's in the right, this one is, I think, in regular soil mixed in with some like wood chips or something. But I fill in these every once in a while. In the summertime, I go and I just give it a nice wash to get any dust off of it. But this is a very easygoing plant, and it just looks like this. And I really love the margins on the leaves. I think those are really, really pretty. Yeah, I really like this plant. I really think it is one of my top 5 plants for this month. Okay, we're down to the last 2. And again, as always, I'm going to be cheating for the next one because I definitely showed this one in a video, I think, last month. But top 5, top 5, top 5. So this is my frost peperomia that I purchased at Daddy's Plants, which I did a tour of. I will link up here, up there, I don't know. This was my purchase when I went to Daddy's Plants. I got the planter from Wild Root, which is located in Daddy's Plants. They share a retail space. It's really nice. The planter on its own deserves its own place of honor, but this combination with the frost peperomia is just gorgeous to me. These leaves are so cool toned, and I'm having a cool tone moment. I don't know if you can tell, having a cool tone moment. Also, the rippling on the leaves is also really, really beautiful. It's just a nice, cool tone peperomia. For me, peperomias tend to be pretty easygoing as long as you give them exactly what they're looking for. So I think that this is one of the better investments I've made for peperomia. It has a lot of interest in its leaves, unlike the obtusifolia that I have. It is just very easygoing, and it's very compact too, which is something that you can just throw on any windowsill. Well, don't throw it. It's in this beautiful pot. Don't throw it. Nothing to hate here. It's just a great variety of peperomia that looks so different from other varieties, and I think the cool tone is what makes this one sort of a collectible plant, if you will, of something that makes it, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what I'm saying. Enviable, collectible, I don't know. You need this one in your collection. It's so beautiful. Last of my top 5 plants for March. This is my Pylea Glauca. And I love this plant. The reasons that I love this plant is because of its little diminutive leaves. The leaves are so small. It's such a statement plant to me. It is a variety of Pylea. It likes lower to bright indirect light. The leaves do kind of go to where the light is. They do prefer the light. But I do find that this is like a really nice one for the bathroom. That beautiful diffuse type light that comes into a bathroom, and the humidity doesn't hurt. Pyleas, I do think, like humidity a lot. It's also got those cool tone leaves again, like the frost peperomia, that is just such a unique look in your collection. I think that there's not a lot of plants that have that sort of cool tone. And it's something that I noticed that I'm missing as part of my collection. So I as soon as I saw it, I just knew it. It's just those diminutive little leaves. It's very easy to propagate. But I wanted something that just kind of like, and it trails. That trailing habit also, I think, is really cute, really pretty. This one does like to stay pretty moist. It doesn't like the soil to dry out fully. You will get some like drying up of the leaves on the sides if you let it dry out completely in between waterings. But I find that I did put it into a bigger pot that has a water reservoir in the bottom. And that pretty much has solved that problem for me. I don't have any issues with it dying back to an immense degree. There's like a few dry leaves, but it's not terrible. And what's nice about this is that you just kind of go in, clean out the little dryness, and the plant looks amazing. Yeah, so that's number 5, Pylea Glauca. Okay, for the last plant that I have, I just need to talk about this just a little bit because I did plant up some pothos leaves that I was propagating. And if we know anything about pothos, they're pretty easy going. They're really easy to propagate. And actually that has been, I should say pothos and philodendrons. that I have been propagating, and honestly have had amazing luck propagating them, because the one trick that I learned when you're switching them from water propagation to putting them in soil is that they like a little more water in the beginning than pothos and philodendron tend to like as a rule. But it's just because they're making the switch from water propagation to soil, and it's different. So just to give you an example, I propagated these pothos, and that has been in its can for a couple weeks now, and look at it, it looks amazing, it looks happy, it looks full. That one's doing great. I think it's a Marble Queen, is doing amazing as well. And I was really worried that I was going to lose this one because Marble Queen for me in the past has been a little fussy. But this one's doing great. I think I just lost like a leaf or two off of this one. So honestly, doing great. I'm just making sure to keep it moist until they're all settled in there. This one's doing great. This is a Brazil philodendron that I'm propagating. Look at it. Oh, it looks so happy. Look at it. It looks so happy. Sorry. So the reason that I'm showing you those other three. What's going on, girl? Talk to me. What do you want? Help me help you. I don't know what she wants, because same soil, same everything as the other plants. And this girl is not happy. She's not having it. She's not here for it. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, so that just goes to show you that sometimes as gardeners, as keepers, we can try to do everything right and still this happens. There's a few new leaves popping out of the soil, so obviously there are some that are taking, but I mean, look at this. This is very different. Very, very different. I'm not sure what happened here, but this is my plant that's not doing so well. So I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to kind of throw in the towel on this one and see if I could just... Listen, my success rate is very high at this point. I'm very happy with how those planters look, and they've been in there for at least 2 to 3 weeks. So they're doing great. This is the only one that has given me any issues. I'm not sure why. They've got plenty of drainage on the bottom and everything, but sometimes that happens. You know, you do everything right and the plant's just not happy. That is the one that's closest to the window, so I'm wondering if maybe it just got shocked. It does get really cold here, so that could have been it. But yeah, that's really it for me. Thank you so much for watching this video, for spending time with me. Click like if you like content like this. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification if you want to be notified when I upload. And let me know which one of my collection this month you're digging. My favorite is the Glauca. Look at her. Look at her. She looks so happy. She just looks so happy. She's just there. All I do is water her like once a week, maybe. I just like easygoing plants. Those are the ones that have my heart. But let me know which one of my collection is your favorite in the comments below. And as always, thank you for coming on this journey with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.